what is the first step you have to take in order to make your movie, right? You have an idea in your head. So now you're going, what's the absolute first step? The first thing that I have to do to start getting things going. Now, the answer I have for you today is you should start by making a checklist or a to-do list. That, to me, is the ultimate first step, because you're starting to lay out on paper or your computer or your iPhone or your Android or whatever the steps that you need to start to bring this to fruition. And the first thing that you're going to put on there is figure out a beginning, middle, and end, right? Get that story down, and where it's a short synopsis and it's got the beginning, middle, and end of what is your story, right? And so then the second box on there is going to be create a treatment or an outline, or whatever your second step is in your writing process. The third step is going to be write the screenplay. Okay, and that's when you're going to get it out and get it to the end, and then you have something at the end there. But that doesn't mean that you stop there. The fourth box under there is rewrite and polish the screenplay, right? So now you have that first draft. And I've done a video on this. I'll paste it in the link below, of what is a real first draft, because it's not that first thing that you get in. You get so excited when you put the end on it and you just want to send it out to everybody. It's not that. That's your crap draft. And you take that, then you don't show that to anybody. You rewrite about 30-40% of that. Then you go back a third time and you polish about 10% of that. Little grammatical things here, tweaks here and there, dialogue tweaks. And that's your first draft. Okay, so by those 4 steps that you put on that piece of paper, you now have an asset. Let me put a pin in that for 1 second, and let's say this. All of those steps, you could break down into even smaller steps, right? You could go, I'm going to write an outline, a 1-page outline. And this is in step 2. I'm going to write a 1-page outline of the scenes. Then I'm going to write a 4-page treatment. Then I'm going to write a longer outline, expanding that 4-page treatment to a 20-page outline. Something like that. So all of those steps can be broken down into micro steps that you could take. I mean, when you're on their screenplay step, you could be saying, I'm going to write 5 pages a day. I'm going to write this, I'm going to be at 40 pages by the end of this month, or whatever it is. Those goals are micro steps that you can put inside of the steps. But the best part about all this is now this idea in your head has now manifested into something. And that something is an asset. And that asset is the screenplay. The screenplay is the foundation. It's kind of like the house, where they put the wood into the concrete, and that's the foundation of the house that everything's going to be built on top of. That's the foundation of your movie. And what's incredible is that when you can get to the end of a movie and maybe you can see it in the theaters, or it's on VOD, or you're looking at a poster of it framed on your wall, you can go, that came from my imagination. Literally, I created all of this from my imagination, and here it is. It's incredible that it becomes tangible, and that's just one of the best feelings there is as far as this movie business goes. But the to-do list itself is a map for you, right? It's a map for you to go, I'm going to try to get to this destination. If you just jumped in your car and you said, I want to try to get to Chicago, but you had no idea, it'd be a lot tougher to get to Chicago versus if you went in, you put the address into Waze and you went, oh, here it is, boom, and this is where I got to take the turns and all that stuff. Then you have like a map to where to go, and you're going to have much better success rate of getting there and getting there quickly, right? So that's why I say everything's on paper. Now, after those 4 or 5 steps, everything could change, right, on that point, because maybe you just want to sell a script. Maybe you want to sell a script to a production company. Maybe you want to be involved as director, producer. Maybe you want to get it independently financed. Maybe you want to get it through the studio system. All of those things are, tangents that you can go off, and we teach a lot of that stuff, how to find the independent financing, how to sell and distribute your movie. We teach all that stuff, but the key there is those are all choices that you have to make to try to figure that out. But those first initial steps, really creating the asset is the best way to say it, is what needs to be on paper, and you need to just break those even down to micro steps, start taking them, start doing them, and then you'll have something to sell and something to create from there. It's the foundation of everything.